Hey there, ShepherdShang here. So, I'm somewhere you've seen before, possibly. If you don't already know this, the original recording for this episode got screwed up. It didn't record audio for some reason. If you've seen that episode, good for you. You're going to get now the audio somewhat of what I was trying to do with that episode. If you haven't seen it before, hey, check this out, because I'm actually talking. You have some idea of what I'm actually saying this time. Enjoy. Greetings, it is I, ShepherdShang, bringing to you another episode of A Guide to Avaritia. And in the last episode, we were sort of done, because at the time of recording, that was all there was to Avaritia. And it sort of still is. Avaritia itself has not been updated since March 2016. It's currently October 2016. But in August, WanionCane, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, put out a new add-on for Avaritia. If you remember correctly, WanionCane made the Thermal Singularities add-on. And it's neat. And this is called Avaritia add-on. Yep, it's really just that simple. At the moment, it's pretty small. It's only got 3 items in it, which you can see behind me. And so, let's get into it. So, you click this button. The first item is called the compressed chest. And what does it do? Well, you'll see here some other chests from a different mod. There have been lots of mods that have added chests to Minecraft. Iron chest mod is probably the most well-known. Basically, it just adds chests that have more space in them than the normal chests and double chests. And that's exactly what the compressed chest is. But just like Avaritia, it takes it to an absurd level. Let's look at the crafting recipe here. It requires 9 chests in a normal crafting table, and you get a compressed chest, which for some reason the item frame it's almost in one corner. No idea why. So let's look inside. It's big. Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna be seeing in the recording, but the top here and the bottom here is actually clipping through my screen. I literally cannot read all of compressed chest. Like, I know what it says, but the top part of it's cut off. I also can't actually see the edges on these sides either. I don't know how it's going to come through on the recording, and I don't know if that's intentional. Is it just something like my computer screen isn't big enough? I don't know. But anyway, the space inside the chest. There's a lot of it. There are 9 rows of 27 slots. That means there are a total of 243 slots in each compressed chest. Wow, that's a lot of space. But yeah, this is what the compressed chest does. It's a really big chest. And guess what the next item is? This is called the Infinity Chest, and it is an even bigger chest. Now, as you can see here, the crafting recipe for it requires a compressed chest. Yeah, it's not like that's super difficult to make. And I've just realized I forgot to say something about the compressed chest. The recipe for the compressed chest, you'll notice it seems kind of easy for what it is. Yeah, this is the default recipe. You can, in fact, go into the config file and change the recipe to something a little bit more balanced. And you can change it to a dire crafting table recipe that will, instead of requiring 9 chests, it will require 81 chests in the dire crafting table. Now, I'm not showing that off because I'm kind of bad at that sort of thing. Yeah, I don't want to completely screw up the file. I'm not. If I was good at this sort of stuff, I'd be making my own mods. Anyway, the Infinity Chest, the recipe. 4 Infinity Catalysts in the corners, a Neutronium block, 3 Infinity Ingots, and a compressed chest make the Infinity Chest, which is also in the corner. Again, no idea why, but it looks neat. So, let's take a look inside. Shepherd, it looks like it's the exact same amount of space. Really? The exact same space, huh? So, these numbers here look a bit odd. Or at least they should. I mean, seriously. This isn't what Minecraft does. Underpearl's only stacked to 16. Why is it 120 some? At least without mods. Anyway, right. So, each of these slots basically ignores the normal stack rules. You can fit a lot of items in each of these stacks. So, for example, the cobblestone here with 448, if you take it out, just a normal stack 64, put it in, let's say, this slot, it filled back up into that slot. So you can, instead of just having 243 slots, you can have 243 different items in one of these chests until these slots are full. So just how big do these slots get? Well, you notice here this says 1K. I can't quite remember why, but K is an abbreviation for 1000. So we'll take that out. 960 there. Yeah, so 1000. That's not even anywhere close to how much space there is in each of these slots. Now, let me see here. I've got this written down because no way I'm going to remember this number. Each slot in the infinity chests holds 2,147,483,647 items. I'm going to put that on the screen as a subtitle. That is a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of stuff. Yeah, I could literally have spent a couple hours just transferring stone and stuff into this, and I still wouldn't have been able to fill this up enough to actually show it off. Yeah, I just vetoed that whole idea. No, I don't have that much free time. But if you're playing modded Minecraft, maybe you do. Yes, I believe that number, the 2 billion something, is the same space as the Mine Factory Reloaded deep storage unit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. I think I'm remembering that correctly. Anyway, yeah, lots of space. Yeah, this thing is like, this is nuts. And it is kind of surprising that the normal Avaritia mod didn't have any special chests in it. So hey, cool additions. So, on to the third item. This is called the Dire Auto Crafting Table. And the recipe for it is Dire Crafting Table in the middle, 3 neutronium blocks, and a redstone singularity. Now what does this do? Well, if you've ever played modded Minecraft, you've probably heard of BuildCraft. You'll notice that while it says BC Factory, just ignore that. That's part of BuildCraft. You might be familiar with this block here, the Auto Workbench. It's a pretty cool addition for modern Minecraft. It's basically takes some of the hassles of repetitive crafting out of the way. You put in the recipe for an item, keep the recipe there, there's a progress bar. You put some items into its own little inventory, progress bar, and skipping forward a few seconds, you get the furnace that was the recipe that you put in. Very cool. The Dire Auto Crafting Table is pretty much exactly like that, but with the Dire Crafting Table's grid. See? Cool. This section here is its own inventory for the Dire Auto Crafting Table. Got 48 of all these things. This over here is the recipe you're trying to make. In this case, it shows you it is the Infinity Catalyst. This number 0 here indicates that there are no Infinity Catalysts in the inventory, which is where the output slot, I mean. And the output slot. If I click here, nothing happens because there is no item there. And if I put this in here, oh, you see that these items are lowering and this is increasing because they're being crafted. So now I've got 16 infinity catalysts there, and that went back to 0 because there are no more in it. Now, again, it's really cool, and it certainly takes out some of the hassle of trying to fill all these slots in the correct place, especially for stuff like the infinity catalysts, which do take a lot of time. Anyway, one other thing about the Dire Autocrafting table and the compressed chests is that they will work in a hopper system. Now, this is a compressed chest. It's full of various things that we're going to use to make the cosmic meatballs. This here is the thing with the cosmic meatballs, the recipe. Here's an inventory with some of the items already in it. There's none in there at the moment. Here's a hopper set up from this Dire Autocrafting table to this one here, which will be making infinity catalysts. And do I have this in my... I do. And let's set one up and show it off. Items are disappearing. They're going into here. Item hopper. Going into here. And since their fish might not be immediate, let's just put some in. Items are disappearing. That is disappearing because they are being sucked out through here and into here, and now there are 8 here. Easy. Just like a normal hopper system through normal vanilla Minecraft. Except with the Dire Autocrafting tables. Which is cool. So, at the moment, that is it for Avaritia add-on by WanionCane. Again, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But yeah, it's got 3 items in here. WanionCane has said that they intend to add more stuff to it in the future. So, awesome. This was Avaritia add-on, a add-on for Avaritia. I am ShepherdShang. Goodbye. Bloopers! Greetings, it is I, ShepherdShang, bringing to you another episode of a guide to Avaritia. I messed up the title. Bloopers! One other thing about the infinity...